Welcome to Wrestling Talk in the Shop, where we cover all things professional wrestling, from new wrestling to classic wrestling and everything in between. We go to wrestling, we do some wrestling, and everything in the ring. Join us now for Wrestling Talk in the Shop.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan from Wrestling Talk in the Shop, and today we're going to go over the rest of the wrestling books. I guess this will be part 4. And we'll jump right into it. The first one we've got is Wrestling with God by Chad Bowen. That's then you've got some big stars there. You got Ted DiBiase, Lex Luger, and I'm not sure who that is with Lex Luger. Tatanka, and Vader, and Sting, and I don't know who Chad Bonham is, but I guess he's from, he is an 11-year journalist veteran and the program director and on-air personality for 101.5 FM in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He is a prolific writer and contributor to numerous magazines, including CC's New Man, 7 Ball, Release, Profile, and Charisma. Chad and his wife Amy reside in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. That's not too far from me. Mm-hmm. And anyway, Wrestling with God there.
He might have got that at a local show or something.
Yeah, he might have. I mean, you can see.
There's.
Who's it got? I remember seeing Ted DiBiase and Sting and whatnot on like the 700 Club and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, it's different people.
Oh, it's different wrestlers' testimonies.
Sting, Tatanka. Here we go. That's all that's in there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. Then we'll go on to My Life in Wrestling. Jim Ross, another Oklahoma native. This guy's been around the business for 50 years. He started driving, being a driver for some of the wrestlers, and then he went to, he was an announcer, referee in Mid-South, went on to wrestle he went on to commentate in NWA and WCW, and then he had a hell of a career in WWE. He was over talent relations. And then he ended up going to AEW, and he's not quite as good as he used to. But hey, ain't none of us as good as we once were. But anyway, then we've got the WWE Ultimate. Well, you keep going back over there for it.
Sorry.
The WWE Ultimate Superstar Guide. I don't know what this is. I guess this is information. Meet all your favorite superstars from SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. Let's see if we can meet some in this book. Come over here. We'll look through this book. Come around so let's see. You're looking at it upside down.
He sure is possible.
Aiden English. He was in WWE for a short time. I don't know what it says. Oh, I guess this is. He's a vaudevillain. He's English.
Was he the one that got in some trouble?
I think so, but I don't know. I think he's doing MMA now. He's 6'3" tall, 215 pounds. I thought he was English. I guess his hometown is Chicago, Illinois. They fooled me there. Signature move.
Character was English.
Yeah, his character was English. They had me fooled there. Kayfabe was still real with me there. The director's cut. English hooks his arm under the arm of his opponent and then jumps into the air and slams him down to the mat. His main rival was Ty Dillinger. Ty Dillinger is still wrestling today in AEW as what's his name? Hell, I can't. The chair guy, the chairman.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, then you got AJ Styles. He's
phenomenal one.
Yeah, definitely. He's one of the greatest wrestlers around. He actually wrestled in WCW a little bit. I mean, before they went out of business.
Been around a while.
Then went to TNA, and I would for sure thought that he would have never left TNA, and ended up in Japan, and now he's one of the greatest in WWE. His main rivals is John Cena and Kevin Owens. 5'11" tall, 218 pounds. Hometown Gainesville, Georgia. Signature moves: phenomenal forearm, Styles leap, top rope connects his forearm with the opponent's face. Wouldn't that be the? I don't know. Anyway, Albert. This guy. I guess they got all the stars in here. You can read about all the stars. Alicia Fox. Andrade. Alundra Blaze. She threw the WCW Women's Champion in the trash. Blaze left WWE for the rival company. And Medusa, she dominated the women's division. Andre the Giant. Apollo Crews. Davari. The Ascension. Authors of Pain, they're coming back to WWE. They're supposedly already signed and just hadn't made their... they're going to be good wrestlers like Bam Bam Bigelow. I guess this is all of them.
Like old and new.
Old and new.
Oh, sorry. Come back in.
Baron Corbin.
Breezango.
I thought they were kind of funny there, when they teamed up. Bret Hart. All right. Anyway, let's move right along. There's the Superstars Guide. You can pick it up on eBay for $1.
Probably. Most of these books don't have a huge...
There's no value in books.
They're fun to read.
Yeah, they're fun to read. Then you got the Hardy Boys. This is the, let's see. Exist to Inspire. One of the greatest tag teams around. They're certainly... Jeff needs to retire. I mean, he just moves slow. He moves like a 60-year-old man in that ring. Now, I mean, he still does good, but he's just not what he once was. They should win the AEW tag team titles and let them have their token run and then retire. But that's probably an interesting book. Then we've got the rise and fall of ECW, as WWE wants you to know it, because this is WWE's story, and we all know that they're going to tell the parts that they want you to know. And we got the Hardcore Diaries. This man is he's got like a second career as an author. Mick Foley, talk about stories, he's got them. The Hardcore Diaries with Mick Foley, this is like his 100th book.
He's probably making bank off of, book royalties.
Yeah, I don't know. And then you got Second Nature, Ric Flair and Charlotte Flair. There's actually a new Ric Flair book coming out that Ric Flair has no input in. I read about it on Facebook somewhere. But a guy is just telling it based off what, he's done his research and stuff. And those are usually the best autobiographies because when you get these old wrestlers, they tend to, nobody's going to tell their stories better than them. They're going to, build themselves up. And I've heard that's a great book. And it may already be out. I'm going to try and listen to the audio book at work. Hope nobody from work's watching this. But then you got Owen Hart's The Life and Death of Owen Hart. I don't know who this book is wrote by.
Broken Hearts.
It is Martha Hart, and this was wrote in 2012 or 2002. Don't laugh at me. Anyway, who would have thought in 2023 that we would see AEW or Owen Hart AEW wrestling figures? You would think that they would. My thought process on this whole matter was eventually she's going to come around and sign a WWE Legends contract, and they're going to have Mattel Owen Hart figures, but she hasn't. She's stuck to her guns, and she's not doing any business, hasn't done any business with WWE,
She doesn't have to now.
No, she doesn't have to. I don't think she had to before then, but...
No.
Then we've got the other WWE Superstars Guide. I'm not going to look through this one. These are just WWE books geared towards kids.
Is that one animated?
I don't know. It's probably...
Show us a little.
I'll show us a little. This has got
anime.
something you get at a school book fair that, the kid robs you from off who's that, Buff Bagwell? It looks like Buff Bagwell, but it's Aiden English. Is that the guy from Chicago? Yeah.
It looks better in the animated.
AJ Lee. This book's probably pretty old because she's been gone a little while now. Alex Riley. Alexa Bliss. Batista. Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin wished he looked like that. Big Boss Man.
Told you this might be interesting.
Big E, my God.
Yeah, he does look similar to that.
Who's that? Oh, Big John Studd.
Yeah, he wished he looked like that too.
He's passed on, maybe.
I know, but I'm saying.
And then you got the Big Show, the Big Slow is what they call him on the internet. Billy Gunn, he's still doing it today. Bo Dallas, he's still out there. Uncle Howdy,
Billy Gunn looks good now.
Brother of the late Bray Wyatt. And you got Bob, Crazy Bob. Backlund, Bobby Heaton. Let's see here. Bruno Sammartino. The Bushwhackers, Butch and Luke. Baron Saxton. I don't know where he works at now. I don't know if he still works for WWE or Cameron. You know, she's Cesaro or Claudio, whatever you want to call him. Charlotte. They didn't really put her up. She looks better than that. She looks better in real life than she does here. Chris Jericho, Christian Cage, Captain Charisma, Randy Orton's daddy, Mr. Perfect's son, Damian Sandow, Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever you want to call it. And then you got Darren Young and David Untuck. Okay, anyway, just a kid's book that I'll sit on the shelf and never look at. Then you got Wrestling with the Devil, Lex Luger. A man that could have had it all if he, I guess in somebody's, he might have had it all. I mean, you know, I guess you could say he had it all. I mean, but he was never WWE World Champion. He was World Champion in WCW. And just not very, he wasn't very, didn't have the charisma as Hulk Hogan. I mean, he had the look, $1 million look, that's for sure, but he just didn't have the charisma as Hulk Hogan. And they fumbled him in WWE, and he ended up going back to WCW, and he had a good career there. And, you know, he was always, you know, you could always look at Sting and say, Sting's a good guy. Lex Luger was kind of like that con man, that car salesman. You didn't know he had shades of good, but he had shades of sleazy. You know, he was, and when Miss Elizabeth died, he took a lot of heat for that. And I think he ended up having a stroke, and but he's doing good now. And you know, everybody, we all changed, so that's good. And then we've got If They Only Knew China. This is a WWF book. I didn't realize they was, you know, she's definitely. They didn't want her to do with her while she was alive, but when she died, she got inducted to the Hall of Fame in Mattel figures and a signature replica championship belt. You know. But as long as she was alive, they didn't do any of that. But as soon as she passed, they inducted DX into the Hall of Fame, and you know. But she had a lot of demons and good. I mean, definitely a ninth wonder of the world. You know, when she debuted, I mean, you didn't see women like her in wrestling. I mean, she was she didn't come out, and of course, as later on as she stayed, she got implants and whatnot. But she looked like she could whoop men when she first come out. You know, and she was. I remember she would like beat up Sergeant Slaughter as he was the commissioner and stuff like that. And sad deal what happened to China. Anyway. And then we've got the last but not least, the Hitman. Brett, let's see, what year was this book from?
You flip past it.
I flipped past it.
Yeah. It's either first or second page.
First, not the first one. They've got an acclaim for the Hitman. Not the second page.
Right there.
Right there.
The bottom.
It's from 2007. Bret the Hitman Hart. The greatest, the best there is, the best there ever was, the best there ever will be. I mean, he's definitely he's definitely a great pro wrestler. I mean, he didn't really have good mic skills or anything like that. But I mean, the longer he was there, he developed. He sort of went downhill when he went to WCW. I mean, they didn't utilize him right, and he just was never quite the same, you know. But you're not gonna find much of a better wrestler than Bret Hart. I mean, you know, and even he'll tell you that. That's what he said. And anyways, we'll read the back. It says, Bret Hart is the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Ric Flair said that. Bret Hart still makes me believe that wrestling is good. Hulk Hogan said that. And I'll see what Bret Hart says about those two. And then The Rock says, a legend. With 32 pages of exclusive photos. I mean, this is a hell of a book. I mean, my God. It'd take me a year to read this book. You know, reading's not my strong suit, guys. But anyway, there it is. The wrestling books from that I acquired from the collection. The books were certainly not the reason I bought the collection. Because, I mean, I've had wrestling books, and I've read read a few wrestling books. I mostly like to listen to them. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed this kind of content, and we're going to keep going through this stuff. And thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe.